Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tip. This is the weekly waiver wire video. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about players that you can add to your team to help you win week 2, as well as subsequent weeks of the fantasy hockey season. Before we get started, guys, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I have an ambitious goal of reaching 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Let's see if we can make that happen, guys. Without further ado, let's talk about what the schedule looks like a little bit before we go and talk about our players. As far as hockey weeks go, this one is pretty standard. There's the vast majority of the games on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so your lineup is probably full on those days. And then on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, there are many less games. On Monday, Friday, and Sunday, there are only 4 games, and on Wednesday, there are only 2. So there are 4 teams with a pretty unfavorable schedule this week. These teams play 2 games, whereas every other team in the league plays 3 or 4. These teams are Dallas, Ottawa, Pittsburgh, and Tampa Bay. Dallas is not too bad because at least one of their games is on an off night on Friday. But honestly, if you have some pretty low-owned players from these teams, you could consider dropping them in exchange for a player that's going to play more games. Now, there are 5 teams that have a really nice schedule this week, and 2 of them have an insanely nice schedule. Those 2 are Boston and Vegas. Both teams play Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, 3 off nights on a week where there are 4 off nights. That's really great. I'm definitely going to be highlighting some players from those teams. The other teams that have really nice schedules are Philly, St. Louis, and San Jose. Philly and St. Louis play Monday and Wednesday, whereas San Jose plays Friday and Sunday, which is very nice. So if you wanted to, you could stream a player from Philly or St. Louis for Monday and Wednesday, then drop them and stream a San Jose Shark for Friday and Sunday. That's just one strategy to help you maximize your games. Now jumping into some pickups for this week. First on the list is Chandler Stevenson, and the dude's 47% owned. I can't imagine he stays under 50% owned for too much longer. He's playing on Vegas's top line with Pacioretty. Yes, Stone got injured. It might be Dadonov now on that top line, but Chandler Stevenson is probably going to do pretty well playing with Pacioretty. Don't mind that at all, especially for those beautiful off nights this week. Next are Travis Konechny and Joel Farabee. Konechny plays top line with Couturier and Giroux, and he gets top power play time, whereas Farabee plays second line, which is still pretty good, and second power play time, which should get a good amount of power play time in Philadelphia, like both of them for this week for the off nights. Next are Jordan Eberle, Jaden Schwartz, and Jared McCann, the entire top line for the Seattle Kraken. They're doing quite well right now. They're getting top line, top power play time. How are they not over 50% owned? I don't know. Seattle's schedule this week is not too bad either. They play both Monday and Tuesday, so you get a couple games real early in the week. Next are Timo Meier and Logan Couture, and these guys are playing on the top line in San Jose and should get a good amount of power play time. To stream them for the Friday and Sunday off night games, I don't mind that at all. Next is Brandon Tanev of the Seattle Kraken, and the dude is balling out right now. He's doing so well. I can't believe it. He is a hitting machine. So if you have hits in your league, Brandon Tanev is someone you need to pick up right now because the guy hits a ridiculous amount. And guess what? He's actually getting power play time on Seattle, and he's getting a good amount of ice time. Brandon Tanev is someone who is a must-own in hitting leagues. Next is James Van Riemsdyk, and he's seeing time on the top Philly power play. Like it a lot for the stream on Monday and Wednesday. Next is Tyler Bertuzzi, and as of this recording, the last game I saw, he got 4 goals. Yeah, he's unvaccinated, so he won't be able to play any games in Canada, but right now he's getting a lot of power play time, a lot of top line time. Bertuzzi could be someone who has a very good season this year. Next is Brandon Saad, who's playing on the top line with Perron and O'Reilly in St. Louis. I like that to stream for Monday and Wednesday. Definitely not someone I'd hold for the entire season, though. Next is Evgeny Dadonov, and I was going to recommend him to stream this week, even without Mark Stone being injured, because Vegas has an awesome schedule. But with Mark Stone injured, Dadonov is someone who you definitely need to grab this week. Not only does he play on those off nights, but he's going to be playing top line with Pacioretty. Yeah, I like that a lot. Next is Craig Smith of the Boston Bruins, and he plays on Boston's second line with Taylor Hall and on the second power play. Doesn't have the best opportunity in the world, but Boston has a nice favorable schedule this week. Charlie Coyle is someone else you can consider from Boston because he is centering that second line as well. Next is Alex Wenberg, and he's doing really great in Seattle right now. He's their number 2 center, and he's also getting time on that top power play. As long as he's getting that top power play time, he's someone that I will consider picking up. Next is Lucas Raymond of the Detroit Red Wings, and right now he's seeing top power play time and top line time on Detroit. Will he stay on the team the entire season? I'm not sure, but he's looking like he could be someone who might have a little bit of fantasy relevance this year. Right now, he's only listed as a left winger, but he's currently playing on the right wing, so he should gain that eligibility soon. Next is Jordan Carew of the St. Louis Blues, and he's playing on a line with Shannon Buchnevich to stream for those off-night games on Monday and Wednesday. I don't mind that at all. Next is Nolan Patrick, and like I said, Vegas has an amazing schedule this year. Patrick is currently their third-line center, and he's also seeing some power play time. Don't mind Patrick for streaming for those off nights this week. Next is Robert Thomas, and just like Jordan Kyrou, I don't mind streaming Robert Thomas this week for those Monday and Wednesday off nights. He is their third line center, but he is playing with Tarasenko, so he might have a little bit of sneaky value. Next is William Eklund, and he's currently seeing second line time with Hurdle and Rudolph's Balsers. That's not bad for a guy who was the best player in Sharks training camp. He's also seeing some power play time with Hurdle. Don't mind streaming him at all. And if you're in a really deep league, I don't mind keeping him on your team for a little while either. Let's see how he does. And last but not least is Derek Brassard. He's only 1% owned, but he's seeing second line time on Philadelphia. He's their second line center, and he's also going to be on that second power play in Philly. Don't mind Brassard at all, especially for those off nights on Monday and Wednesday. Jumping into some defensemen now, and first on the list is Bowen Byram of the Colorado Avalanche. He's not someone I'm rushing to add right at this second because he's not getting any power play time right now. So his value is a little bit limited. Also, his value will definitely go down once Devin Taves comes back, so I don't think he has a crazy amount of value. But right now, based on that first game he played, looking pretty good. Don't mind Bowen Byram as a short-term ad. Next is Jamie Drysdale of the Anaheim Ducks, getting top power play time, and he's had a pretty good start to the regular season, right? 1 point and his only game played so far. Don't mind Jamie Drysdale. He has the upside because he is on the power play. Just don't expect great plus minus from him. Next is Moritz Seider of the Detroit Red Wings, and he started his NHL career by recording 2 assists in his very first game. Super great for him. I'm super happy for him. The dude's seeing power play time on Detroit, and if he keeps playing like he does, he's going to start seeing even more power play time. I don't mind scooping up Moritz Seider. Just don't expect the plus minus to be super great. Next is Noah Dobson, and he's the guy manning the #1 New York Islanders power play this year, and so far he's looked pretty good. In his first game, he got 1 assist. He actually started off having 2 assists, and then they ended up taking away from him and giving it to somebody else, but the dude's looking pretty good right now. He had a great training camp as well. I see Noah Dobson as someone who can hit 40 points this year. Next is Rasmus Andersson of the Calgary Flames, and as of this recording, I have not yet seen a Calgary Flames game. But Rasmus Andersson is manning that top power play in Calgary, so I still very much like him. The upside is there. The opportunity to put up points is there. As long as he stays on that top power play, he's someone that I am rostering. And last but not least is Nick Leddy of the Detroit Red Wings, and in his first game in Detroit, he also had 2 assists, much like Moritz Seider. But unlike Moritz Seider, Leddy is actually seeing top power play time for Detroit, which is quite nice. And as much as I don't like Nick Leddy, if you're in a really, really deep league and you're desperate for a defense that can get you some points, right now Leddy is in an opportunity to get some. Jumping into some goalies now, and first and second on the list are Khudobin and Holtby, and finally we have a little bit of clarity in regards to the net in Dallas. They sent Ottinger down, so Khudobin and Holtby will be split in starts. I think it's going to be about 50-50. If I had to guess that they're going to give one guy more starts than the other, I'd say Khudobin because he was their playoff guy a couple seasons back. But honestly, I think it's going to be pretty even split. So if you're desperate, you need a goalie that's going to start half the time, I don't mind grabbing one of these guys. They're on a pretty good team, so they should get a decent amount of wins. Next is Adin Hill of the San Jose Sharks, and I kind of like him this year. He's a very good goalie. I haven't yet seen him play as of this recording, but I have some pretty high hopes for him. Obviously, he's not going to win that many games being on San Jose, but he is going to be their starting goalie and start the majority of the games. So if you need a starting goalie and Hill is available, he's someone that you should consider scooping up. Next is Matt Murray, and same thing with him, right? He is the starter in Ottawa. If he's available, consider scooping him up. I understand that he has an illness right now, but probably once this video comes out, He'll probably be healthy, guys, so don't worry too much about Matt Murray. I expect him to start this weekend, one of the 2 games, and he should be the starter going forward in Ottawa. Next is Jonathan Bernier, and Blackwood apparently has not yet completely recovered from off-season surgery, so Bernier right now is the #1 goalie in New Jersey. So if you have Blackwood and you need to replace him, Bernier is the guy, or if you just need a goalie right now, Bernier is someone that you can consider. Next is Craig Anderson of the Buffalo Sabres, and by no means am I suggesting you add Craig Anderson if you already have decent goaltenders, but if you're really desperate, you drafted really poorly in goaltenders, or you got an injury or something, Craig Anderson is at least starting games in Buffalo. I'm not expecting a lot of wins. I'm not expecting him to do as great as he did in his first game against Montreal, but he's a decent goalie, and you could probably do worse. Next is Karel Vejmelka of the Arizona Coyotes. Name ring a bell? I highly doubt it. You've probably never heard of this guy before. Well, right now he's the backup goalie in Arizona. Carter Hutton let in 8 goals in his first game. The dude is not good, okay? Carter Hutton is not a good goalie. I'm not recommending you pick up Carter Hutton in any league because honestly, I don't see him doing... He's going to do better than 8 goals a game, but I don't see him really holding on to that crease very long. And as soon as he lets go of the crease, Vejmelka is probably going to get some starts. Again, it's Arizona though, so even if he does get some starts, probably still won't get that many wins. But if you're in a ridiculously deep league right now and you're just looking for a goalie that might potentially get some starts in the future, Vejmelka is probably that guy. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hope you guys enjoyed the content, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.